Hello everyone, welcome to the Lawn Fawn Fan Spring YouTube Hop. I am super excited to be hopping along with so many talented creators who are all lawn fawn lovers. This particular hop is sponsored by Scrapbook Pal. I'll get into that in just a minute. This is the card that I am creating, or at least part of the card, and I will share with you the products that I'm using. I started with the Bicycle Built for You, the Stitched Hillside Border, the Flower Hillside Pop-Up, Little Town Hills, Roadside, and Stitched Mountain Borders. I did cut all of the pieces out of Nina Solar White 80-pound cardstock, and I decided to do that because I wanted to make sure that I had thinner pieces. The card base is also going to be the same exact cardstock. The images from the Bicycle Built for You, I stamped them in Gina K Jet Black Amalgam ink, and Copic colored them. I didn't show the Copic coloring on the screen because the video would have been way too long, and I figured you'd rather see how the card was put together. So I will list all of the products in the description box below, as well as links to where you can purchase them. Each individual piece that I color, I will list what colors I used for those particular images. And I have started with this Stitched Flower Hillside Pop-Up. I did color the flowers in red. I'm coloring a couple of the centers in green. I will color the leaves in green, and then I will come in with a Stitched Hillside Border. The card is going to be a portrait style card, but these particular dies are landscape, so I am just going to cut them down to a width of 4 1/4. Now, I had already started one of these cards and I had completely finished it. It was way too bulky. It was a great design idea, but it wasn't a great finished product because it was just way too bulky. So I came back and refined that idea, and now I am coloring that Stitched Hillside with my Copic markers, which in my case is a big mistake because I am a terrible long stroke Copic colorist. I do not blend well. I don't have the patience, but I thought that I would give it a try because well, you know, if you don't try it, then you're never going to get good at it. And I just didn't like the look of it. I had already created one card. I didn't want to spend a lot of time on it, so I decided that I would still use it, even though it wasn't going to be a perfect piece or what I was, you know, looking for, but I was still going to use it, and I was going to try to make some changes to it. So I'm using my Tonic Guillotine trimmer, and I am going to glue these two pieces together. So you see that's where I'm getting some of the bulk, and that's why I had to change some of the design. And then I'm going to come in with some Mowed Lawn, and I am just going to do a little bit of, I'm just going to add distress ink. I'm not even going to say I'm ink blending. Because I am very organic when it comes to these types of cards, scene building cards. If I am building a focal point panel, I will really take my time to get a good ink blend, but for these I just like to lay down color, and I prefer to use distress ink because I like the color better. I like the vibrancy of it better, and so I just use my Amazon brushes, and I'm just going to brush a little bit of color on. It will intensify it. It will take a little bit of the brush strokes out. It will add just a little bit of texture to it. Then I'll come in with this Stitched Hillside, which I will eventually cut off the bottom of it so that it is flat. And the front of my card is going to have two different grass panels, but then I'm going to come in with that roadside piece, and I will cover up the seam for those two pieces that come together. So the hop is sponsored by Scrapbook Pal, and the way that you can enter for the giveaway First, you must be a resident of the United States or Canada and leave a comment in the box below. So if you leave a comment on my channel and then you go to another channel in the hop and leave another comment, that is a second entry. There are some participants in this particular hop that are generous and offering their own prizes, so make sure that you follow everybody in the hop. When you leave a comment in my box below, please say hello. Let me know where you are from, and I would love to know what your favorite Lawn Fawn product is. My favorite Lawn Fawn product is the stitched Hillside border and also the stitched clouds. Those are two of my absolute favorite staple items from Lawn Fawn, and yeah, I just absolutely love Lawn Fawn products. I knew when I was invited to this hop that I was going to be using this particular stamp set because of the date of the hop. I knew that it was very close to the date that my son would be proposing. So my son is officially engaged. I'm super excited about this. He proposed on Sunday, and he took his fiancée Chelsea on a hike. She loves to hike, and so he took her up appropriately to a trail called Lover's Leap, and he proposed up there. I am super excited that I am going to have a daughter-in-law. I have prayed for this girl. My son just absolutely adores her, which rightly so. They're getting married, but she is the perfect match. My husband and I could not be happier with my son's choice, and we are so incredibly thankful that she's going to be joining our family. So this card is going to go to them. I thought that it would be, I came up with the idea of the boy on his bicycle on the front because that was my son when he was single, him and his dog out on a bike ride. And then when you open up the card, it will have the two of them in there. So this is my nod to their engagement, and I couldn't be more excited. That's a piece of Lawn Fawn watercolor paper. I just cut it down because I needed just that little piece, and then I'm going to glue the stitched mountain border, which I cut from a random piece of 12 by 12 scrapbook paper that I had in a gray color. So here is where I'm going to piece together those two pieces. I'll bring my guillotine trimmer in again, and I will cut off that bottom piece so that it's not layered underneath. Put those together, and then I will put that border over the top. As I said, I colored the images in prior to the video, and those particular images are in the likeness of my son and his fiance. Chelsea absolutely loves gray. Gray's her favorite color. My son wears blue quite frequently. Chelsea has darker hair, and Cody has brown hair. So I just kind of colored them to look like them, and I thought that the card turned out really cute. I wanted to take a moment to thank Carrie Rhodes, who coordinated this whole event. She did a fantastic job. I'm super excited, as I said earlier, that she invited me to join this group. I saw some of the cards prior to this airing, and you guys are in for a real treat. This is Carrie found a talented group of women. I don't know how I fit into this amazing group, but I am just genuinely thankful that I am able to participate. So here I'm going to start building the inside of my card, and I'm going to do it very similarly. So I took the same blue paper. I will take the gray mountains and I will add those. And then instead of the little town scene, now Chelsea and Cody are out in the country, which is where they love to be. And I added the flowers to that piece, And I also added flowers to the little basket instead of the little puppy dog. I'm going to cut up right in between the arms so that Chelsea can hug Cody, which would be very appropriate. And then I'm going to start gluing everything down. And I do use art glitter glue. That's my glue of choice. Sometimes I'll use a tape runner, but I just think this art glitter glue is it just holds everything really well, and so that is just what I choose to use. And I'm not using any dimension, obviously, because there is a scene on both the inside and the outside. And once I get this glued down, I will start with my sentiments. And if anybody follows me, you know that I don't like to put my head in these videos, and that always proves sometimes to be a problem because I will get my sentiment wonky in the front. So I'm going to have to make a few fixes when I stamp. This one will go on okay. And it says Beautiful Adventure. And then I will take my little micron pen, and there was just a little portion that didn't stamp well, and so I'm also going to stamp on the front, which is saying wishing you a beautiful adventure, which I thought was super appropriate. Now you saw that I cut it down wonky, so I'm going to have to just cover it up with this cutout piece, and then I'm going to look at it and I'm going to think that it misses something. And I have these little grass pieces, this little stamp from Purple Onion Design, and I am going to use that to add a little bit of grass texture to both the front and the inside of my card. At the end of this video, I will show a picture of Cody and Chelsea. I will show a close-up of both the inside and the outside of my card. We will be drawing the winner on June 5th. The winner will be announced on all of the channels. So if you go to any of the channels, you will be able to find out if you won. And lastly, I just want to say thank you so much for following along, for hopping with us. Please hit the subscribe button if you haven't subscribed to my channel. I would love for you to do so. Leave a comment in the box below. There's my beautiful son and his beautiful fiance. Thanks so much.